Hello all, hi, let's start. Fine. In the last class, we had seen the command line arguments, right? Fine. So in today's class, we will see the database connectivity. So I guess you have basic idea on the MySQL, right? Of course, as per my knowledge, few are the people from DB team. So yes, right? We didn't finish method overloading. Oh yeah, correct. Okay, let's see method overloading first. Sorry. Okay, overriding. Yes, not overloading, right? Yeah. Okay, so overriding means what? Replacing something with some other thing. So if I write a equal to 10, a equal to 9, then when I write print a, then what is going to happen? 9 will be displayed. 9 will be displayed. So that here also the same thing. Actually, what I will do is I will create a class called as mobile. I will create a class called as mobile. And otherwise, we will create a class called as bank. See, all the banks should follow the guidelines or rules of RBI, the Reserve Bank of India. So what I will do here is I will be writing the generalized features, or I will be writing the generalized rules that have to be followed by all the banks here. So I had taken a class called as bank, and here I'll be writing like this: def rate of interest. Let's say as per the RBI, the Reserve Bank of India, we should the rate of interest for the housing loan should be in between 10% to 18%. It should not be less or it should not be more. Let's say so. This has to be followed by all the banks. So what I will do here, the generalized logic, the generalized features I'll be putting in this parent class. Now, class ICI is becoming the child of bank. So now what I will do, so when this becomes a child of bank, then this rate of interest function along with the body will go to the ICICI, right? Because of inheritance. So what I will do, I will put the method name as same, but I will override the body. I will replace the body given by the parent with the child specific logic. So ICICI Bank is providing the home loan for 15% of interest. See, what is overridden by what? Actually, this parent class body is replaced by the child class body, correct? In the same way, class SBI is becoming the child of bank. Class SBI is becoming the child of bank. Then what is the point? Here, the rate of along with the body will come to the SBI class. So we are replacing the generalized logics with the child specific logic. So this SBI will provide the loan for 18% of interest. So similarly, class S bank is becoming the child of bank. Again, what will happen? This function along with the body will be here. We are overriding the default logic with the S bank logic. That means what? We are replacing, we are just providing the rate of interest for which the loan has to be provided. The loan will be provided by the RBI. That means what? The S bank is a bank, right? So that will be providing the loan for what rate of interest that we are mentioning here. So this is called as overriding. It is one of the good programming practices. That's it. So the generalized things, the thing that has to be implemented by all the classes, the rules that have to be followed, or the generalized logics that have to be implemented by all the classes, we will put in the parent, and in the respective child class, we will write the respective or child specific logics. Fine. So now if I want to see the rate of interest of the ICICI, then I'll create object for the ICICI and then I dot rate of interest. So what will happen here? The cursor will go and I dot rate of interest. I is an object of ICSA. So it will go to the ICSA ROI function and it will return 15%. Then what I will do? S equal to SBI. So yes dot rate of interest. Yes is an object of SBI class. In SBI the rate of interest is 18%. So that will be coming. So I would like to see the generalized logics. That means normally all the banks should charge the interest in which range. Then if I want to see that, then I will be creating an object for the parent class that is for bank and b dot rate of interest. B is an object of bank class, so the generalized logic will be executed so that I will understand every bank should provide the interest rate in between this range. It's at 10% to 18%. Fine. So this is called as overriding. Have you observed what is overridden by what? Actually, the child class will get the body also, right? We are replacing the body of the parent with the body of the child specific logic. So this is one of the good programming practices. It's not like it is having too much of real-time purpose or too many benefits from this. Not like that. Just it's a good approach of writing the code. The general things that have to be implemented by all the developers we will put here. So by putting that in mind, the child-specific logics will be implemented. No, we cannot agree actually. If we want to access the bank ROI, then we have to create object for the bank itself. Fine, because see, if you use yes bank object, then what will happen? That yes bank object will be going to the S bank ROI function itself. So literally we have to create object for the bank class, because using which object you call, that respective class function will be executed, right? That is the reason. So if you want to call the ROI of the bank class, then you have to literally use the object of the bank class. There is no other option.
Harika, looks like this is an example of a hierarchy, like inheritance, sorry.
Yeah,
so in this case, so the class ICICI, we created, we assigned it to S, the class, right, by an object, and then we are calling ROI. But we can also call the main class bank ROI also.
How you will call?
The child can call the parent function, right?
So yeah, so please understand the point. If this is having ROI1 and if this is having ROI2, then
ROI1, okay.
The name is same, right? It is being overridden.
Right. Yeah.
That is the problem. Okay, fine. Now what you told is definitely correct. So if I create object for the yes bank, S equal to yes bank, then using the child class object, I can access both. So ROI1, ROI2, both will be into yes bank. So I can call both. But when the body is overridden, the respective child class method will only be called.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So if the method names are different, then it's fine. Of course, the logic will work. The child class object will be able to call the parent class functions, also the child class functions. But here the method names are same. So with what object, with what class you will call, that class of method will only be executed, not the other one. So there is no option. We have to create, if the method names are same, then you have to create object for the bank also.
Harika, if we are creating the method name same and we are creating the methods in the child classes as well, then why do we need to inherit?
See, I already told there is no specific purpose. It is one of the coding standards. You put the general logics in the parent, the child. See, by putting in mind the generalized logics, we will be implementing the body for the child specific logics. See, please don't think that I already told. There is a great purpose of this. It is one of the coding standards. So it is like one of the programming approaches. For example, there is a class called as mobile. Let's say the minimum features, the basic features should be there in every mobile. See, minimum this should be the RAM. This 4 GB should be the RAM. or 2 GB should be the RAM. This much should be the pixel quality for the minimum pixel quality should be there for all the cells as this. So such features you will write in the parent so that the remaining developers who follows who will write the extension code will follow that basic guidelines and will be implementing the code. There is no point in inheriting or there is no advantage of inheritance here. The idea is just give an idea to all the developers like who are writing the extension code. You just say the important points. So what the other people will do is like they will just write the extension codes by following the general guidelines. That's it. There is no advantage. Okay, first only I told. It's an approach of writing the code. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So this is overriding. So please remember what is overridden by what means. What is overridden by what? The parent class body is overridden by the child class body. See, can you answer one thing? We had applied overriding already in our previous classes. Do anyone remember that? Can anyone recollect and correlate? We had used overriding in multiple inheritance. Have you observed? See, class A is having method, class B is also having method function. C dot method. Actually, what happened here? The parent class methods functions came here. C dot method means what? The class C method will be called directly. That means the previous method bodies have got overridden by the new method body. Yes or no? This is overriding only, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. C dot method. So in C method is there. So the direct, that means the parent class body is already changed. That is replaced by the new body of the class C. Okay. So even in threads also we will use overriding. So we will have to override the predefined methods. So in the thread class run function is there for some specific purpose. See, the general body is defined for the run function by the Python people in the thread class. What we will do? We will override the run function as per our logic. So there is a class called as thread. In that run function is there. So what we will do? We will inherit the thread class to get that run function into my class, and we will override the body. The general body given by the Python people, we will replace it with our own logic as per our own requirements. Even we will override the predefined functions also. Fine. We will see threads later. It is not done. I will tell you. Okay. Fine. So this is what the polymorphism. Overloading is not there. Overriding means, yeah, it is supported. Yeah, we can definitely override. There will not be any problem. And I guess I can start the databases now. So I know that Priya is already working in the databases, like she's from DB. And I guess the other people also, right? So Arun and Sachin, even you are having some good knowledge in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So what we are going to do here is like few people are of course new to the databases. I'm pretty well sure. So what I will do is I will tell small points, just what is a query, how to store, how to insert, delete the data. Then we will talk about the actual concept, Python database connectivity. What is the relation between this Python and that database? What actually we are trying to implement? Okay, fine. So we will just discuss the basics of the database for 10 minutes, and then we will go ahead with the original concept. Fine. For people who are new to the databases, I'm talking. Fine. People who are already aware should be with patience. Fine. Okay. So please give me 1 minute. I'll be back. Okay, fine. So what is the database generally? So very simple terminology I'm using. So database is nothing but what? Collection of huge volumes of data. Collection of huge volumes of data. If you register in a website, or if I register, or if anyone registers, so all the data will be stored in the database. Fine. So database means what? It's nothing but a storage unit. Let's say 10 lakh people had written an examination. The results are out. Where the results will be there? In the database, we can say. Fine. So maybe even you know this point also. There are two types of databases, namely structured databases and unstructured databases. In the structured databases, the data will be stored in the form of tables. In the unstructured databases, the data will be stored in the JSON fashion. JSON means what? It will be like your dictionary. So like 101, and then what I can say, his name, his department, his gender, etc. John 23, some male, like that. So in our course, what we are doing is we are using the structured database, that is nothing but the MySQL database. See, I told that in the structured database, the data will be stored in the form of tables. The data will be stored in the form of tables. So what is a table basically? It's a collection of rows and columns. Collection of rows and columns. So this is the row, right? And these are the columns, right? So let's say this is the student table, student number, student name, student age. So these are the records available. So we will be using the MySQL. That is nothing but the structured database. So actually, sure. Okay. One second. Sorry, one second. Yeah. Okay, fine. So what I said is like in our course, we will be using the MySQL database. Okay. So actually, this is the link from which you can download the MySQL database. So if you are already having MySQL database, that is fine. If not, means at the time of installation, we have to follow something like we have to select the proper options in the respective screens. So if you are not having the MySQL database, then through the link which is given in the material, you can install. And one more thing is like at the time of installation, you will have lot of screens on which lot of different options have to be selected. But every time I cannot uninstall and reinstall. So what I had done is I had taken the screenshots. So 31 screenshots should be there. Whatever is selected by me in each and every screenshot, please select that also. So see, please observe the mouse. Where is the mouse? In every screenshot, you just observe. See, on this download, you have to click on, and then in the next screenshot. So I'm just clicking on this. Once the downloading is done, I'll just open that by clicking there. So like that, you can observe the mouse pointers everywhere. So go through all the screens and install the database. Like this, they will be. So I will be sending them right now. Otherwise, I will forget again. Sorry, Priya. Yeah, I will add yours also. Arun, is that okay? So I guess you will not be receiving.
Yeah, this is okay. But sharing may not happen. For sharing,
Sharing is okay. Fine,
no,
fine.
sharing requires a Gmail.
Yeah, that's why. That is what the doubt even I got. Yeah, can you give your Gmail ID in the chat?
Yeah. Yeah, I sent.
Okay, yeah, I sent. Let me add that Gmail only because
Yeah.
at the end I
Yeah.
will be sending some other extra things. Okay, fine. Okay, so please go through the screenshots and install the database if you're not having that. Okay. So what is the point? Once I install the database, what will happen in my all programs? I'll be able to see the MySQL command line client. Once I install the database, I'll be able to see this one, MySQL command line client. No. Oracle, MySQL, Postgres, anything is okay. You install one database. Fine. The concept is same. The database connectivity, Python DB concept will be same. Do you install Oracle? No. If you want, you can install Oracle. Otherwise, you can go with MySQL, whichever. Basically, I'm using MySQL here. Right? Okay. So once I install the database, what will happen? I'll be getting like this MySQL command line client. I'll open this. Actually, at the time of installation, the default, see, I'm talking about MySQL. When I install the MySQL database, the default username is taken as root. Password means what? Like you will be asked to enter the password. So whatever the password you had entered at the time of installation, that you have to give here. See, when I open MySQL command line client, it is showing this window and it is asking to enter the password. Default username is root. So password means what? At the time of installation, what password you had given, the same thing you have to give here. I kept password as password only at the time of installation so that I will not forget. So my password is password mode. So I'm hitting enter. So see what it is saying. I'm connected to MySQL database, the MySQL prompt key. Now I will increase the size. Okay, fine. So what I told is MySQL is the structured database. In the structured databases, the data will be stored in the form of tables. So firstly, I will create the table, then I will insert the data in the table. So in the material, very clearly everything I had written. See, before creating the table, I will have to do one more thing. Actually, in PyCharm, like as soon as you open PyCharm, what you will do? You will create a project so that you can put all your .py files subsequently into that project. Here also, we should create a schema or a folder or a package, we can say, so that what are the things that I subsequently create, I can place into that. So how can I create the schema or a folder? Means create schema name. Schema name will be what? Test 95. So this is what, this is the project in PyCharm, like that. So here test 95 should be the schema. Now what I will do, create schema name. Now I would like to see the schemas that are already created. Then I have to give the command like show databases. Show databases. So what all the schemas available, those are seen here. So our test to 95 is also created. And I want to use this. I want to put everything what I subsequently create into the schema. So that's why what I will do, I will write like this, use test 95. Use test 95. So now what happened? The test 95 is in use. Whatever you create, those will be available or those will be placed in the test 95. So now what is the point? In that folder, I would like to create a table. So what is the syntax to create a table means? Create table. The table name can be employees, students, whatever. So create table name. Column name, employee number. Data type is what? Integer type. Size may be 10. That means up to 10 digits I will be allowing. And then employee name, varchar. So varchar means what? Variable characters. So it is equivalent to string basically. So in Python, str data type is equal to varchar. So up to 30 characters I will be allowing. And then EH, otherwise salary. Let's take the salary. And then the int, something like that. Up to 10 digits I will allow. So what is the syntax to create a table means? Create table name. Create and table are the keywords. Column name, data type, size. Column name, data type, size. Column name, data type, size. Like that, how many columns you want, you can create those many. Fine. So see, people who are very new to this databases should go through one link. I will be providing one link. So just go through that link so that you will become familiarized with them. So actually, I'm going to tell very basics, just the basics for 10 minutes, that's it. But the actual concept is Python database connectivity. So I will be providing some videos and links to you. If you want, you can just go through them. Fine. Okay. So now I want to see the table that is created. So for that, what we will do, we will use a describe command. Describe table name. Describe table name. So this is the table that is created. ENO name cell. Now I want to insert the data in the table. So how can I do that? Means by using the insert command. Insert into table name values. Insert into table name values. So in which order I had given the columns, in that order I have to insert. First ENO, let's say it's 11. Name, see for strings we will use single quotation, single quotes in the MySQL. John, and then the salary 10,000. What is the syntax to insert the data means? Insert into table name values. Insert into values are the keywords. So in which order you had taken the columns, in the same order you have to take the data. You have to insert the data also. And then what? 12. Peter 20,000. And then 14. Nick 30,000. Something like that we are creating. Now we would like to see the data that is inserted. Then we will use a select command. Select start from employees. Select start from employees. Star indicates what? All the columns of the employee table. You would like to see the data of all the columns. Now instead of putting star, what I will do is I will put ENO comma ename. Then only ENO ename column values will be displayed. I will be putting only, I want to see only the salaries, then I will give eSal. Select eSal from employees, only the salaries column data will be shown. But I want to see all the data means what? I will put star. All the columns data I want to see means I will be putting star. So I will get everything. Now let's say we would like to provide a hike of 5,000 to the salary of John. That means we have to update the table. So how can we update? Means update table name. Update table name. We have to set eSal call value to 15,000, where not everywhere, only for John, right? Where ENO equal to 11. So now when I apply the select command, it is showing like 15,000. So what I'm asking, I want to update the employees table. I have to set eSal table, eSal colon to 15,000, where ENO equal to 11. So ENO is equal to 11 here, right? There eSal should be 15,000. So now what will happen? Like before updating it is 10,000 and after updating it is 15,000. Fine. Now let's say Mick left the company. I don't want to maintain his information anymore. That means I would like to delete this record. So delete from table name delete from table name where ENO equal to 13. So now if I apply the select command, make information is lost. So delete from table name where column name equal to value. That is the syntax. So these are called as what? Queries. Query is nothing but a command. So like we will be able to perform the operations that we can insert, delete, update, whatever. So using the queries or commands, we can perform the operations on the data, or even we are able to create the tables and all. Fine. So this is these are the basic things, right? So from MySQL. Now, what is this Python database connectivity? What is the concept actually? So what you are doing for now, see, actually you are writing the query in the SQL prompt, right? You're writing the query in the SQL prompt. But what I will do, instead of writing the query in the SQL prompt, what I will do is, I will write the query in a Python file. Let's say I'll write the query here, select star from employees. So this is, let's say this is test.py. Actually, instead of writing the query in the command prompt, what I had done, I had written the query in the Python file. Where is the output of this query? The output of this query is there in the database, correct? The output of the query is there in the database. So actually, if that means what? The output of this Python file is there in the database. So in the database, we have what? In the database, we have the employees table with ENO, ename, and salary, and with some records, John, Peter. So the output of the Python file is there in the database, right? So now what I have to do, I have to make my Python file to interact with the database, correct? The Python file should be interacted with the database. Then only the output of this Python file will be obtained. So the output is nothing but the records of the employees table, which are available in the database. So that's why what I have to do, I have to make this Python file to talk or to interact with the database. So for that, we will use a concept called as Python database connectivity. Python database connectivity. That means what? Making the Python file to interact with the database is called as Python database connectivity. Making the Python file to interact with the database is called as what? Python database connectivity. Okay, so we will rejoin once, then we will see how to make this interaction possible. Okay, so please re-log in.